stole your mama picture, bitch. I stole your mama picture, bitch. I stole your mama picture, bitch. I stole your mama picture, bitch. Young and wild, black and wild.
Let's rock then.
Let's rock,
Let's
man.
Yeah, I'm
roll.
gonna just wait. I gotta wait till you sit still. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta sit still.
Yeah, you in the
Oh,
dark
you know
right
what? You
now.
know what, bro? Walk around. You know what? My bad. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a
This YouTube.
comedian.
Hey, man. Welcome everybody to another episode of Fix My Black Excellence with yours truly, Big 12. Hey, you know how it go. If you're scared to go to jail, just tell. Ain't no thing but chicken wing. Big Meat did it, and you can do it too. Right here, we got to my left, we got Murph Almighty from Blacklight TV, as well as Mr. Rogers, Mr. Rogers from Blacklight TV.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
we got some special guests with us today. We got Black Jack, special guest of Unfiltered
Yo,
with Ron Mills. And last but not least, we got the man, the myth, the legend, Ronnie Mother Mills from Unfiltered with Ron Mills on Spotify, Apple Music, all of those online sources, man. How y'all doing today?
It's great to be with you,
good.
sir. All you
Pretty
fine
good.
people.
Pretty good.
Great
Let
to
it
see
go,
you
bro.
guys, man. I hope everybody's having a fine day.
Well, I just
Oh
want to
yeah.
start this off, man, by saying that God is good, Allah is good, and everything of that nature. And Ron, I got a special feature for you today. You told me something during the presidential election, and
Yeah.
Kamala Harris spoke about it as well as Ricky Smiley and many other Black Americans. They said that Negroes was going back into the cotton field if Donald Trump won. Check this out.
America has a complicated history with cotton. Before the Civil War, the plant brought great prosperity to the country, accounting for more than half its exports. But that success came at a price to enslaved Black people, forced into labor to pick the plant during harvest, sometimes under brutal conditions. The history weighs heavy for many Black Americans, unable to shake the plant's symbol of oppression. For Julius Tillery, the plant's story is still unfolding. He's clipping away at its dark history, trying to change the way Black people view cotton.
I want people to see more of an honest view of what cotton is, not just from a media, from movies and film standpoint.
A fifth-generation cotton farmer.
My father and grandfather, they was working the cotton farm before me, and I just joined along, and I learned everything I had from my family that's on the farm.
Tillery has always seen cotton farming as a family business, now passed all the way down to him from descendants buried on the property.
Ain't God good?
Mm.
All the time.
Ain't God good, Ron?
All the time, sir.
Blacks are back in the cotton fields, 5 generations. And it ain't had nothing to do with Trump. I just had to go ahead and let that be known. That man is out there on his own will and on his own accord. Now, with that being said, man, me and you, we talk a lot, Ronnie.
Yes, sir, we do.
It's a lot of talk about what Trump got going on. Some good, some bad, some indifferent. Now, me and you was talking about the VA and the cuts to the benefits the other day.
Yeah, we talked for a total about 6 hours. I tallied the time of 12, 6
Damn.
hours.
Can you
Commentary.
please let the people know what's going on when it comes to the veteran affairs and the benefits?
Well, there's uh, there is a new regime in town now, folks, and there is everybody knows that Elon Musk is out with the newly elected president, and they're looking for ways to cut on this deficit. So what they're mostly looking at is reducing this deficit. Okay, now my analogy is I just want to say, just for listeners, I think they're trying to get tax cuts for the wealthy, but let's just take it for what it is. They want to reduce the size of the Defense Department, all kinds of benefits, medical, VA, whatever. So the congressional office called the CBOB, whatever it is, budget, whatever, it's put up 4 proposals. Let me tell you what these proposals are. Real quick here and snappy. If you are a veteran, this may pertain to you on certain levels and it may not on some. First one is they're looking to tax you. So if you're a veteran, they're looking to tax your disability pension. So unless you're below 135,000. All right. Also, real quick, if you hit there's certain criteria to this thing. So in other words, is you got 10%, 20%, 30%, 40% as it goes up. If you don't hit over 30%, you can have a disability rating from 0 to 30. And what they're proposing now is that you don't get compensation for that disability. And you have to get over 30%. Now I want to say this again to all the listeners real quick. This is just a proposal. A proposal. Nothing is set in stone. Nobody to get alarmed or anybody to say, hey, this guy said they're going to take. No, they are just looking at proposals, to ways to cut some of this spending down. Also, if you are a veteran receiving benefits and you have a spouse and the two of you together make over 135,000.
South Memphis mother who depends on food stamps to feed.
That is the threshold. If you make over 135,000, they're talking about using your spouse's income to offset and reduce some of your benefits. Not take it away, reduce some of your benefits so you can kind of absorb the cost. Case being, if you're a person and you make 135,000, let's say you're 100%, you're getting 44,000 in VA benefits, your wife makes 100,000, doesn't make sense. And last but not least, I'm going to go to this last one real quick, and I'm going to go back to 12 here, is that if you are 67 years old, and once you reach 67 years old, and you get Social Security, they want to cut you off, period, and you draw your Social Security. So those are 4 of the things that they're looking to do. And also they want to get rid of a thing called TDIU, temporary disability income. And that's for people who are just temporarily disabled. Like if you have like a disease or something where you're out of work and can't find work, or if you have to go on assistance with the government for a time, they want to get rid of that as well. So I just gave you a short stint. I didn't want to go into deep detail on it.
Yeah.
I just want to give you a quick synopsis of what they're trying to, they're proposing.
Well, I appreciate that, man, because, as we all know, man, a lot of people do not read anymore. Like Mr. Rogers was saying, the young niggas, they can't even read in cursive. So, sometimes we got to say things audibly, because if you just put it in black and white, man, sometimes the message get misconstrued. Some people can't read too clearly, but that is very important to know, because it's a lot of people that get a lot of misinformation. Do you agree?
Absolutely.
Whether it be from TikTok, Facebook, your coworkers and things of that nature. I know, Mr. Rogers, we was talking about a different aspect of it though. And all the things that you named, man, even though you said they were proposed, I think like anything else, man, is two things can be true at once. You know what I mean? It might sound bad on one end, but then on a different level, it may sound like the best thing in the world. And what me and Mr. Rogers was talking about was, what about the things that he's doing? Maybe it's to help stop some of the fraudulent activity, i.e., a veteran with a dishonorable discharge trying to receive 100%. Does it speak anything to that?
Are you speaking to me?
I'm speaking to anybody.
I never heard. I never heard nobody with dishonorable discharge getting 100%.
Yeah, I don't think I ain't heard nobody getting any of it. I don't think with a dishonorable discharge. I ain't know nobody.
I haven't heard of nothing.
It
either.
cannot happen.
Now, and it's good to know that. But does that deter them from trying to get it anyway?
I mean, you can try to do whatever you want. It's America.
Because I know some people right now with a dishonorable discharge and trying to get it, and I'm telling them, y'all, you can't get it unless you file to get your discharge. What do you call it? You can try to take it to court and get it changed over.
Upgrade.
Yeah, upgraded. You can get it upgraded, but depends on the discharge. It's a small chance they're gonna change that.
About 0 to none.
So in other words, Ronnie, what you saying is,
and those proposals not a bad idea though.
You think they're not a bad idea?
No, I don't think that's a bad idea because let's say the man who getting 100% and his wife making 100,000. You really getting that money from the military is to take care of yourself. You know, to pay your bills, to take care of yourself. That's what it's for. So if you married and your wife can do that, then maybe I shouldn't give you 100%. But if your wife leave you, if something happened to her, then you can come back and we'll redo it again. But as long as y'all making enough money, I don't see what's wrong. I don't see what's wrong with that.
And so are we basing, if we say that then to our veterans, are we saying that, I'll use somebody as a perfect example. Nikki Haley, the former governor of South Carolina, Nikki Haley. Her husband is a lieutenant colonel, right? In the military. So if he hurts himself in honor of his country during battle, are we to say to him, well, you don't need any benefits because your wife has money? Is that fair to say?
No, you get the benefits, but you ain't got to get 100,000. You don't have to see money and benefits different. You know what I'm saying? So you can get the benefits. You can go to the grocery store. You get the medical benefits. We'll make sure you're taken care of mentally and physically. But money-wise, that's where it's...
Well, we all know. Don't we all remember? We should know that all of us should know that VA disability is pretty much like workers' compensation, right? So if you get hurt on the job, right, you get compensation. So if he gets hurt on the job, shouldn't he be compensated like anybody else?
Yeah, compensated for that particular. You can have a foot injury, and that don't mean you get 100%. You see what I'm saying? But we can give
not
you
get 100%. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But we'll compensate you for that. You know what I'm saying? Like we can do that, but with the money wise. Like, I don't think the money necessarily. Let's say your benefit is tax free. Let's say you got a benefit tax free everything. 100% come with tax free everything.
Right.
Now that would supplement the money thing. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like I agree, but like you said, it's always the other side to look at it too.
Yeah, because you really can't put a number on what everybody has a different situation. Let me give you an example. If you are a veteran, you are in theater. There are some veterans who've never been in theater, right? And that means they've never seen a bullet fly over their head or never done anything to put themselves in a situation to where, they may have seen things other people haven't seen. Some have. There are some people who just can fall on a boat and hurt their leg. I've seen people get hurt for many various reasons. I've seen people lose fingers. So once you lose a finger, it may hurt you for life, or you need to be compensated for that. So I get what you're saying, and maybe there is some kind of reform that needs to happen. Now, I shouldn't say this, but I've heard many people say to me, you shouldn't even get 100% if you have never done 20 years, unless you've seen theater. I think we talked about that. But
yeah, see, me, you got to see theater first. You got to go over there. You got to be in a combat zone. That got to be a qualification because, like, that's because you can sit behind a desk. You can sit behind a desk. You sit behind a desk, right? And like, I met some fellows because I was over there. So you got people in Arizona flying drones while we over there. You see what I'm saying? They ain't doing nothing.
I
Now you
disagree.
talking.
They ain't doing nothing at all. And then you got the officer sitting on the desk that's doing the paperwork. And then you got the Marines on the front line seeing the bullets fly. The officer ain't seen no bullet fly. The officer ain't seen no bomb exploded. The man in Arizona ain't heard no bomb go off because you can't hear it. You see what you're doing, but you really, and they getting disability for sitting behind a desk and then saw no action for
Now,
20
Black
years.
Jack, I saw you nod your head when Ron mentioned theater. Now, you know, I've heard people say that us as Americans, we should pull ourselves up by the bootstrap. What do you think would happen if they did get rid of the if they did go through with the proposal? Do you think that it will be civil unrest?
Hello?
Yeah, we live with you, Black Jack.
So you asking me?
Right. If these proposals were to actually go through, do you think it would be civil unrest, or do you think people would just, just take it with no Vaseline?
Man, there'd be civil unrest, man. This country would be an uproar. Especially veterans that like I can agree with people. You know, there's people that been in 20 years, ain't seen nothing, right?
Right.
Then you got people that's been in 8 years, and that's all they speak. They done 2 or 3 tours over there.
Mm-hmm.
Like myself, I did 4 years, and I did 7 deployments. I've been over there. I've been over.
I gotta stop you real quick, Black Jack. Thank you for your service, brother.
Appreciate
I ain't
it.
got a lot to give, but this trophy for you.
Appreciate it.
What was Mr. Murphy?
14 years.
And
14 years, 7 tours.
Shit, I had to watch my ex-wife. She was, when I found out I was having a boy, she was 6 months pregnant, and I had to go on deployment.
Mm.
You know, I had to watch her on the pier to keep from crying because she was having a boy. And I was on deployment. I'm Navy, in case people don't know. I'm Navy, but I'm not Navy where we were Navy where we were in imminent danger, war zone. You know, I had to do it. There was no choice in the matter. That was my job. So I knew what I was getting into when I did it. Now, when I got to Camp Lejeune, my last duty station, man, I didn't know I was messed up until I started talking to the corpsman. I was wondering why I had issues. But from those deployments, whatever branch you're in, you're gonna have some trauma.
Yeah.
You're gonna have some trauma. I don't care what branch you're in, Marines, Army. If you've been over there, you should be getting compensated. Now the people that just sit at the desk. Now I've seen working at a hospital where a person just feel depressed, just got out of boot camp, and get 100%. And that's
I don't agree with that now. Yeah.
You don't agree with why don't y'all agree with that?
So on that aspect, yeah. And then you got to realize too, some people, a lot of people, not some people, but they depend on that disability. That's all the income they got.
Why shouldn't the person at the desk get why shouldn't the person at the desk get disability for that? I think they should.
Sitting at the desk?
Yeah, I think they should.
What's the disability?
So you saying that these people in Iraq with you, but they're at a desk.
No.
No.
No,
All right, let's see. Prime example. All right, you got some parts of Iraq ain't combat zone, so you can be over there, but you in harm's way. You can be in the office there, but you got some parts of Iraq you can be in, which be combat zone. So the ones who in the office and not in the combat zone shouldn't get the ones who in the combat zone get. Is what we're trying to say.
Okay. But what you saying is it ain't no deaths in the combat zone. Ain't no.
Yeah, it's a desk, but it's a desk, but you ready. You better be ready.
So can I ask
the
y'all?
Desk in the combat zone got to do the same thing the man out on the field doing.
Well, let me ask y'all something. Should the house nigga get? Should someone who is a descendant of a house nigga get reparations because the house nigga didn't get his ass whipped the way the field nigga did?
That's he
didn't experience any trauma. He was okay. He just watched people get killed in front of him. So it's okay. So he don't get nothing because he was next to slavery, but he didn't experience getting his ass whipped. So the person who was next to war and was out there with y'all for 4, 5, 6 years with those deployments because he was in a desk in the house, you're saying he doesn't deserve that. That's what y'all saying.
Yeah, and I'm gonna use a prime example. Right now, in the hood, in the ghetto, people see bullets every day. They don't get that.
Yeah, but they don't get it. We don't take it serious, and this is why we having people doing these things. Is that this trauma is being ignored because of larger trauma overlapping it. You won't hear me down here saying I was touched when I was 5 because it's somebody who got locked in a dog cage when they was 5, and that gets more attention than me being neglected and being hungry. Why isn't my trauma worse than why isn't my trauma recognized because I was left hungry and you were in a dog cage? Now that's messed up. You were in a dog cage, but that doesn't negate the trauma that I had being hungry.
Yeah, that's where we come from. The reality of life is ones who go to war and soldiers get a disability, and you home in the yard shooting your gun, and you just saw Tyrone got shot. You ain't getting that because you ain't serving your country. Right, it's a bit different.
Right. Now, Ron,
go ahead.
I think you might be able to help with this, Ron. Because Murph, I think what I'm hearing is, you feel that no matter what level of trauma, everyone should get 100%.
I don't want to say no matter what level, but I'm gonna say
that's what it sounds like. You like the way that you was coming in with it. You came in pretty hard.
I'm gonna say if I was with you, if I was there with you, if I get caught in a car with you and you got dope, I go to jail and get the same amount. I'm with you.
We can't go to Mars with this now. We talking about
if military. I'm with you in war, if I'm riding with you, if I'm going with you to war, if I'm going with you to war,
and you at the desk, and Mr. Rogers got bullets and bombs flying over your head, you think you should get the same 100% that Mr. Rogers got?
If do they have this their tests and stuff involved in this? It's not about me just being there and participating. It's if I have trauma attached to that. Mr. Rogers told me stories about being over there where women were over there traumatized, going out their mind, right? And there was some men who was ready, gung-ho, ready to rock and roll, and they was cool with it. I'm saying that there's a possibility of someone just being over there. The thought of being away from their family could have been traumatizing to a level to where when they got home, their mind wasn't right. They didn't have to be having bullets flying over their head because and I hate to take it to the street, but it's people who are locked up who weren't in any trauma, but just being away from your family is traumatizing.
Definitely.
And I think that I don't know if it deserves 100% or not, because it doesn't. It damn sure it doesn't equal to you guys having mortars going over your head and your lives being at risk. But shouldn't there be a ceiling, and anything past that ceiling still get 100%? Like, shouldn't still that trauma? Like, I'm not saying I was there and I can't go to bed, but if you have legit suicidal tendencies and you're legitimately traumatized from what happened to you, you lost your mama while you was over there in Iraq and you didn't go to the funeral, and it messed with you so bad to where you and your best friend was over there deployed, and then he got blown up because he was your best friend, and that messed you up because you couldn't go over there because you was deployed in Kuwait. I'm just making this up, but Is there anything
I like your vigor.
that non-violently gets you that 100%? Is it only that violence gets you 100%? The actual act of war, is that the only thing that rants you 100%, guys?
Now, Murph, I like your vigor and I like your thought process. But we gotta kind of keep moving now. But stay right there because
I just wanted to get some pushback because everybody agreed with each other. You know what I'm saying? So I had to get some pushback on that.
This the thing. I'm gonna have to pass this to one of you guys at the bottom because it's a great thing that this is a proposal.
Right.
Because like Black Jack said, if they did this the same way that they talking about Section 8 and other things immediately, man, it might be civil honor.
Yeah, what Black Jack said, chaos everywhere.
For real.
Let me help you in this. Let me say the biggest thing that I want everybody to understand about this. Here's the big question. This is for Americans and all of us.
Yeah.
What is the price for your freedom?
Ooh.
You get what I'm saying? What is the price for your freedom? It's priceless.
Right.
Pay these veterans.
Right.
That's pretty much it.
And you know, Ron, you brought that up because
veterans.
They making cuts, you know, Doge and Elon Musk, his group, right? They finding all this money to go to different places. And something I saw was the Secretary of Veteran Affairs, Doug Collins.
Mm-hmm.
He fired 1,000 people yesterday.
Yep.
And what he said in the statement was that he wants to take the money that would have been allocated to them and give that money to the actual veterans. Now, it sounds like a good thing on paper to me.
Yeah, you got crooks. You got crooks in the VA, just like you got crooks in the hospital. You got bad people.
Yeah. Hey, 12. I wanted to, if I could, I don't want to go off track, but at some point, I know we talking about the hypothetical, but I would like to, you know, highlight some of the things that Trump did do for the veterans.
Well, now, there's no greater time because we're gonna have to jump to the next subject after this. It's all, the floor is yours, Murphy.
Just real quick, I remember he as soon as he got in, he did reinstate over 8,000 veterans that were discharged for refusing the COVID-19 vaccine mandated in 2021 and 2023, and he also expanded the healthcare options. The Trump administration, they did work to provide veterans with more healthcare options, including initiatives to allow veterans to obtain care from any doctor or facility that accepts Medicare, not under a network. They also aim to reduce the wait times to improve access to care for veterans because they always have to wait too long. And they also have supportive services for the SSVF. The administration has expanded that program and also allows low-income veterans, families, and homelessness. They're fighting against that as well. In August of 2020, he authorized $400 million in awards for support for 266 grantees across 50 states. He also addressed homelessness, and he plans on accessing healthcare through choice and accountability in the Transparency Act of 2014, which wasn't created by him, but he plans on improving it through these initiatives by enhancing the quality of care, by reducing those times, y'all. So that is what he is working on as far as helping with your benefits as far as healthcare goes. That's what I have. That's all. I just want to say that real quick.
Okay.
That's good.
I like that, man. You know, facts over fiction. It's something you brought up with the soliloquy, man, and I love it. Low income and benefits. Now this right here, we're gonna show you all something real quick.
Who are these people that we are talking about who have an audacity to cut how we live and how we eat? Who are these people? Are they real people? Say, we're going to cut this, we're going to take this. Do they eat? Are they well? They cannot be older adults and expect for us to exist and do this and do that.
Pause
I would like to
B12.
know who they are.
Did that sound like a free person? Somebody who want to be free, or that sound like somebody still want somebody to give them something? Because you know what I'm saying, a lot of us black people talk about standing up our own feet, being free, we need to do this, but at the same time, we want the government to feed us, protect us, pay our rent. We want the government to do it. As soon as the government say no, y'all stand on your own 2 feet, who y'all need to tell us not to feed me? Who y'all need to tell not give me my money? I ain't got to do nothing. Y'all feed me.
Now, Mr. Rogers, time out. Hey, you know I'm a troll. Hey, that was from 5 years ago. So that video there shows that she still kept them benefits. You see what I'm saying? So that was for all the people that are fearful. You know, a lot of people, you know, practice fear mongering and things of that nature. Now, let me show you the one that's from
Memphis mother
this
who
year.
depends on food stamps to feed her 2 kids isn't sure where their next meal is going to come from, especially living in a food desert. Tennessee's system is delayed again for the second time in a few months, causing instant food insecurity for a lot of families. Thank you for joining us at 10. I'm Pepper Baker. Angela Briggs first told us about the challenges she was facing to get her food stamps back in March. Hers was one of several cases we asked state lawmakers to help resolve, which was the delay in distributing benefits. And within hours, we started seeing results. Our Jay Shakur reports Briggs is once again dealing with the same issues. And Jay, when was Angela supposed to receive her benefits?
Pepper, Angela was supposed to receive her food stamps today, but she says when she checked, her balance was zero without word or warning from the Department of Human Services.
I didn't get a letter. I didn't get a phone call on my appointment, and I didn't get a letter to say that I was terminated. I woke up this morning, called my stamp to get my stamps on my card, and it wasn't.
Nearly 5 months later, and Angela Briggs, after having her food stamps reinstated, is once again without. Now she's frustrated, wondering how she'll feed her 2 boys.
Balance is $0.
Briggs lives in South Memphis, a part of the Bluff City with limited healthy and affordable food options. And now that her expected food stamps didn't arrive Friday, she's fearful she will have to go months once again without any.
Now, Ron, I know this might be out your spectrum, but I gotta ask you, man, how we gonna let a mother and them babies go hungry like that?
Well, a lot of people now are not realizing not realizing that when you don't vote, this is what happens. A lot of people, I'm not saying that this young lady or this older lady are a prodigy of what just occurred back in November, but this is the beginning of a ski slope that's going downward. Now, what you're not seeing is, and I've been to these places. I've been to these places that I'm getting ready to tell you about. The Appalachian, Mississippi. Even Mitch McConnell came out yesterday and said, "Hey, this guy's really going to do my state in, the state of Kentucky, Mississippi, West Virginia." These are the people who are going to really feel it. They may show an African American up there right now that's going through it, but trust me, shit goes downhill. And it's going to affect more Caucasian people than it does African Americans. You will see the painful process in the next in what you're about to see the next 24 to 48 months. You will see a lot more of this. And by no means, the next time around, you will see a different vote. Maybe by 2026, from the midterms, you will see a lot of people losing their benefits that will come out and say, hey, I want to just say something real quick. A lot of that stuff we just saw is from the LBJ era. That old lady's probably been on this assistance probably since the 60s, probably. I'm just guessing. I don't know. But, you know, from the Housing Urban Development Act of 1965 is when all this stuff started. You know, that's probably what people are still clinging on to. Those days are gone. I mean, we're looking at a $36 million deficit right now. They're looking to cut it.
Now, Ron, I'm glad you brought that up because you went exactly where I wanted you to go. Corner pocket, 8 ball. I think it's about damn time that we stop depending on that shit as a people. You know how many people I know been on that motherfucker 30 years? Grandmama been on it. Mama been on it. Great grandmama been on it. The shit only been around since the 60s. It's a book I'm gonna have to share with you, Ron, that I bought. Okay. You know, I like to buy my books $1 and under. I got this one for 50 cents. But I'm gonna tell you about it when we talk later.
Okay.
It was a woman. It was a woman in Chicago. They had some projects in Chicago. She moved in there when she was a young woman, and guess where she died at, Ron?
Let me guess. In Chicago. In the project.
Well, to be more specific, they tore the projects down before she died.
She was probably in Cabrini Green.
She was in the projects long enough for it to be erected and tore the fuck down. Now, me personally, I think that it should be a time limit on certain things, but
I think so. I agree with that.
My wife told me, and this is a real story. There's a young lady out there today, this week. Her food stamps got cut from $1,300 to $300 in December. Her rent, which used to be $150, is now $1,200. Now, she said that she didn't get any notice of this, but you know what she did get?
What?
Tickets to go see Beyonce.
You got to be kidding.
Beyonce. So, he said she can't afford a rent.
Okay.
But she can afford to go see Beyonce.
Oh,
let me say something first, because I got to get out of here. But salute the Big 12 and everybody. But this is exactly why all of this is happening. And these examples show time and time again of why we have to do this. I was talking to Ron and Mr. Rogers and Big 12 the other day, and I'm going to say it one more time before I get out of here. What y'all don't seem to understand about is that the government is a lot of moving pieces, a lot of tiny moving gears. It's like a car. It has to be stopped in order to be fixed. They're stopping the car to fix the stuff wrong with the car, the brakes, the spark plugs, the fuel injection. All of that has been running for 250 years, and no one has stopped to look at it. It has to be stopped to look at it. You can't replace something that's moving. I urge y'all to stop for a second and we've been asking for this for years. We've been asking for somebody to look at the government, and we want someone to be accountable, make them accountable. It's happening now, and you're going to lose them damn food stamps. It's going to be all right. We're going to make it. Worst things have happened to us, and we still made it, bro.
All right, listen, and I know a woman right now rather be on food stamps, right? And Section 8, so she don't have to work. Now, it's a lot of women out there like that because the government is taking care of them. That's what SNAP do. I don't have to work. And like I tell any woman, if you work and get a job, a good job, you don't need SNAP because you can pay for a babysitter with your work money. You can buy food with your work money, but they don't want to work. So Uncle Sam, they love the government in one hand when they give them something, but they hate the government when the government in their business. Like, which one you want?
That's why they
You
don't need
want
a man, for the government's they man.
Yeah, and that's the whole point. That's the whole point. I'm feeding you, black woman. I'm homing you, black woman. Why you need a black man for? And then we have our black men sometimes be like, you know what? Go to Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam, why you give him more snaps? Give him more benefits, Uncle Sam. Keep giving it to him. But they're destroying us because these women are living on their own, struggling, looking for a man, got 2 or 3 baby mamas. Baby daddies. And they struggling. And single kids, single mother raise criminals. Most single mama raise criminals. And it's a cycle. And as long as you won't snap, you gonna have a single child. As long as you got a single child in the ghetto, he going to prison. 1 out of 4 going to prison.
Well, you know what they say. When you live in the streets, you can either go to jail or go to hell. Now, I got a story for y'all because I know we're running out of time. But I have to get this in here. And like I said, man, 2 things can be true at once. So I just want y'all to clear your brain for 1 minute and be very objective. I have to show this story because it's a tearjerker.
In our family, there was a passion for glassmaking that's passed down through the generations.
We stood on some pretty broad shoulders to get to where we're at today.
Sky Fox over Philadelphia's Feltonville neighborhood today. Earlier, a teenager was shot and killed steps from his home. This is the 5000 block of Rohrer Street, about 8 this morning. And we're learning the 17-year-old was on his way to school. All after-school sports and activities have been canceled tonight at Samuel Fells High School, where the student was a senior. The teenager was with his mother at the time. And Kelly, what else are you learning from this tragedy?
Well, Jason, police and school officials are identifying the 17-year-old tonight as Noah Scurry. He's described here at the high school as a great student and athlete. His family understandably was not ready to talk today. Police say they do believe he was targeted, but have not said why.
I just saw him yesterday, too. It's crazy to think about.
Sophomore Muhammad Al-Faki leaves a solemn day of school at Samuel Fells High School. All after-school activities canceled today and men's basketball games canceled this week due to the killing of a teammate and senior, identified by police and district officials as 17-year-old Noah Scurry.
It's a horrible day. This is something that no one imagined. The student, according to police, was getting in the car on his way to school behind his house with his mom. So this is something that is quite unimaginable.
Police say it all happened in an alleyway behind Rohrer Street, just off Roosevelt Boulevard, around 7 this morning. At least 20 shots fired in what they believe was a targeted attack. There was a backpack left in the middle of the crime scene, surrounded by shell casings.
Wow. What are we becoming? What are we becoming, folks?
The culture, man. They call it the culture.
I'm going to tell y'all right now, this is going to stop. Let me just tell y'all what's happening, what's taking place real quick. I'm going to chime in for a second. Right now, El Salvador has talked to Marco Rubio. They're talking about receiving our inmates. Now, the Constitution says they can't do it, but there's no telling. I don't trust anything anymore. As I said on my shows, I don't trust anything. This stuff needs to stop. We have lost all morality and decorum, and this stupid stuff is a part of. I want to say that this world we live in now is becoming just mean.
Unlawful.
Barbaric. We're going back in time to barbaric. That's the word, barbaric. That's it.
How you feel about it, Black Jack? Oh, go ahead, Mr. Rock.
Yeah, this people don't want to admit it, but defund the police. They want to defund the police, and they want to do all this. And I believe in the law. I believe you need the law out there to stop this, because kids going around. Where I stay at, they kill a young brother in Walmart last night. In Walmart, Valentine's Day, had everybody in Walmart running. Because they're not scared. They're not scared of the law. They don't respect the law. We need the law back. And I'm telling you, I know a town, Kershaw County, up the road, they ain't playing that in Kershaw County.
Yeah.
Niggas stay out there and all, but niggas know how to behave because they know if you do something crazy, they're gonna beat your brains in. And they don't have no crime like that in camp. They got black people there and all, but the crime is very low because they got the law of police on every corner. If you in the hood and the police ain't in the hood, them boys, they gonna act like that because they ain't got nobody.
And for y'all that are wondering where he's speaking about, the two areas he's speaking about has to be a 15 to 20 mile radius. It's not like this is in New York and the other one is in California. You know what I mean? Now, Blackjack, when you saw that story, man, what was your first thoughts, man?
Man, this shit been going on for years. But, I got a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
And when I see stuff like that, that's what that triggered me off. And tell you a small true story. I think I discussed it with you, my situation. I got custody of my son last year, right? Mom thought she was a man. We went through a nasty divorce, and he got manipulated to stay with her. Long story short, she's about to lose the apartment because she couldn't pay the bill. Right.
Breaking
Not on my
details
watch.
on the homicide investigation of 17-year-old Noah Scurry. He's the star student athlete gunned down outside his home in front of his mother while getting ready.
Well, that is. Okay.
My son is an athlete too, and that's what hit home with me. And it starts at home. Us as men that got kids, especially raising boys, we got, whether you with the mom or not, we got to be in their life with 10 toes down.
And you absolutely right.
Took my son, right. And a lot of people, God rest my father, I thought he was a black Adolf Hitler. But I see, if it wasn't for him, I'd be in prison or dead. If I didn't get my ass whooped, or knew I was going to get my ass whooped, boom. So I instilled that fear, a healthy fear in my kids. Mm-hmm. They know if they fuck up, it's bad.
That's what he's missing.
He's the baby. And it goes back to that lawless. It goes back to that lawless stuff. You got to have, if you're not scared of the police, then, there's crookedness everywhere.
Yeah.
But
and that's my problem with these single mothers trying to raise these boys. Like it's hard for a single mother to raise a boy.
And I'm so glad you touched on that because we are all fathers up here, But this, I have to show y'all this because this is the scariest part of the story. I stopped it for a reason. This is the scariest part of the story. Check this out.
Scurry was shot to death behind his home in front of his mother, who was getting ready to take him to Samuel Fells High School. A screenshot of the video shows a man in a Joker mask, at times appearing to hold a gun. Sources tell Fox 29 they believe that to be Scurry. In the video, he dances along other individuals who are also holding and showing off guns throughout it. Sky Fox overhead the Philadelphia police impound lot yesterday. Police confirmed this white Jeep Cherokee is believed to be the car used in Scurry's murder, which happened around...
Now, I don't know if y'all are piecing this together, but the guy in the Joker mask, that's the same kid that got killed.
Sky Fox over Philadelphia's Feltonville neighborhood today earlier.
Basically, what you're saying is you live by the sword, you die by the
from his home. This is the 5,000 block of
what I'm saying is the same kid that got gunned down.
School. All after school sports
and activities have been that was
canceled.
In the video.
I got you.
Breaking details
with
the mask on.
Right.
Now,
holding the guns, right?
Holding up the gun.
That's what I'm
Sky
saying.
Fox over Philadelphia's Feltonville neighborhood today earlier. A teenager.
this little kid,
Breaking
you know,
details.
not only was he 17 years old, he played basketball. He had the highest SAT score in the high school.
Oh,
But you know how they say the freaks come out at night?
you want to be a gangster?
At night, he put that mask on. And he terrorizes the neighborhood.
Oh my goodness.
There's a famous rapper. There's a famous rapper and podcaster. You know, when we were growing up, his name was Gilly the Kid. His name is he goes by Gilly the King now. For him and his cousin Wallow have a podcast called $1 Million Worth of Game.
Yeah,
his son got murdered a couple years ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
Gilly came out on the Shannon Sharp podcast and said that that's the kid that killed his son.
Damn.
Again, he lived by the sword. He died by the sword.
And that's why I say two things can be true at once. Some people may like Trump. Some people might hate him. Some people may think he do a good job. Some people think he does a horrible job. But my question to you all on this panel, as well as you all out there watching, stop worrying about what the next man is doing. What the fuck are you doing? And this is to you, Black America, especially. I hope you got your shit together. Because when somebody say they're going to do something and they do it, I hope you can pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I hope you can lean on the teachings of your grandmother. And that's why I'm wearing this wardrobe today. Because through my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, all things are possible. If you take one step forward, he'll take the next two with you. Now, Ron, I've been wanting you on this show for so long.
Well, I'm happy to be here.
You're a good friend of mine. And you know, anytime you need me on Unfiltered, you know I'm there for you.
You know, you always welcome Unfiltered. You know, Jack and I always love to have you guys on.
Now, Ron, we done sat here. We talked about the VA benefits might get cut. We talked about Section 8. We talked about a young kid that was a promising athlete and student, but also a serial killer. Which out of those three stories would you consider to be the worst one?
Well, you know, anytime your community fails, I want to say all of us, because I think all of us are at some fault. You know, we lose a 17-year-old kid, man. You know, to the streets. You and all of us, we grab these mics every week, and we try to, you know, do some good, but somehow we can always acknowledge there's more work to be done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's a never-ending fight. We're just we're at the tipping point, man. That's just where we are. Just quoting a good old Bible verse, watch and pray. But we also gotta, like you were saying today, we gotta take a good look at ourselves. Sad, man. It breaks my heart, man.
It is. We like to blame everybody else, but we got to look in the mirror and start at home. And that man at home it should be a requirement going forward. Like the man must be there, man. Got to be involved. You can't be making all these baby mamas and making these kids, and that mama can't handle 3 or 4 kids by herself. She just can't. She's struggling. You got to help out. You made that baby.
You know what my son told me? Where he was living with his mama, right? Mm-hmm. He told me, he said, Dad, I had a chance to join a gang. He said, I could have had girls in and out the house. Mom was lying to you. She wasn't doing this. My son would call me and my fiance, say, Dad, you got any food to eat? I said, yeah, I got food to eat. I'm giving your mom $1,100 child support, plus I'm paying for your phones and buying your clothes. How come the hell you ain't got no food? And his older sister said, we got food here, it's just not what he want to eat. So this went on for a little bit until that Christmas. And I got him last year. And the mom was mad because of the child support check. But me as a man, I had to take my son because he could have been lost to the streets easily. Now, I got him. His GPA is 3 point something. He's taking college.
Okay, that's what's up.
He played. I got him in the school he grew up in. It's a little country town in Richlands. The guy, they had him at running back. They had him football. They depend on him. He wants to be a student and a scholar. So me and him, I said, we ain't got the best looking crib, but he said, we got each other, Dad. And kids need stability.
Really?
And when my son sees me go to work, you know, I run a tight ship. His black ass got to be home and ready in the bed at 8 o'clock every night.
I know that's right.
At 8 o'clock. He tried to get slick and say, well, I won't be home until 8:30. I said 8 o'clock, nigga.
I want to say something real quick before you close. I want to say something. This is very vital. This is very vital. What Jack just said. Now, I just had a young lady told me yesterday that informed me that I want to say it's South Carolina and North Carolina, or maybe South Carolina. They're getting to the point now where they're issuing out for child support. You're getting a debit card now. Child support is being switched over to a debit card, not a check.
What?
Yes. Child support is it's taking time, but child support is being switched over from cash to a debit card so they can watch your transactions. Stand by, folks. That is happening in real time.
It should be.
So,
Right.
Also, with the EBT, the SNAP benefits, no more junk food. No more junk food. I seen a lady one time, me and Miss Swell, we was out shopping. And man, I tell you, she had at least every bit of $200 worth of crab legs in the shopping cart. Do you know what she bought them babies? She bought them the boxes of ramen noodles, and they had like a big. We was at a Fred's Club. Ron, you know about Fred's Club, don't you?
Oh yeah.
You know they got the big pack of Vienna sausage. Got about 12 to 24 Vienna sausage in there. The baby say, "Why we always gotta eat noodle?" When I tell you, she reached her hand back like this until she looked over and saw that we was looking at her. I said, "You funky bitch, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You eating crab legs, which is the scum of the fucking sea, as if it's goddamn the best thing."
A single mother, guarantee she's single.
Right.
She's single.
Had 3 shopping carts.
And they swear they don't need a man. But listen, a house need a man in there for order. A child got to have a man for order. It's got to be there. If not, we'll have what we got now running the streets now.
Absolutely.
And that's what we got. And that's what we're dealing with. Hey, guys, it's been a pleasure. We have now come to the end of our show. But what I'm gonna do here, man, I'm gonna leave you guys with something. Rest in peace to Baby Joker. Rest in peace. He killed 5 people before he was murdered.
I think a rapper said on the show a few weeks ago, I forgot his name. He says, you cannot
stay strapped.
So what do you think? You think there's going to be civil unrest?
Shit.
That's what you believe that?
Man, if things get taken from people, the crime rate, everything gonna go up. Everything gonna go up, man. If somebody is suffering and they ain't got something and they got something, quick thing, I know the show's about to be over. My next door neighbors, they know I got, and they don't have, right? Woman and the man is sorry as hell. They both work at Wendy's. They got small kids. They love me. Do you know I'm so old school? When I cook meals, I walk directly next door and help feed them kids good meals. Me and my son,
Good brother.
I cook from scratch.
I know that's right.
I cook from scratch. My son's birthday was Wednesday, right? Guess what he told me? I said, let's go out to dinner. He said, I don't want to go out to dinner. I said, what you want? He said, them T-bone steaks you bought, can you fix me a birthday dinner? Made him steak.
Some daddy's cooking.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah. Daddy in the kitchen. Everybody think I got a lot of money. I ain't got a lot of money. Deer meat. I have my freezer full of deer meat. I got deer jerky. Live off the land. Get fresh chicken eggs.
One and only blackjack.
Yeah. They're good eating that now.
Yeah, and me and my son eat grits. We'll eat and put some cheese in it.
Y'all can see how right? Y'all can see what I'm filtering.
And check this out. I was born and raised in Jersey.
What? Eating grits?
Man, me and my son, man, we can have a house. We got a house full of food. You know what he want for breakfast? He wants sausage, eggs, and cheese grits.
Ooh, yeah, bro. You can't beat that. You can't beat that, bro.
Because he see the way I eat.
Well, Blackjack. Just wait.
You do your thing, man.
Just wait till you see one of my cheese pulled biscuits. You know, I work at Bojangles. I'm a master biscuit maker. I make biscuits with sausage, egg, and cheese in them. And then I'm having to send you one of my cheese pull videos, man. Yeah, hey, bro. They are to die for. They are to die for. But hey, man, we gotta wrap this up. We're gonna send this to our sponsors. But before we do, man, we're doing a collection. We collecting money. We collecting money for those less fortunate. And you can send all checks and cash to me. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? We taking donations. And last but not least, we just made 100 subscribers. Y'all should have never let it in. Y'all should have never let it in. Hey, we can only go up from there. But hey, it's been an honor, a pleasure to have you guys grace the stage with me. I gotta get to the kids and Miss 12. Little 11 has been waiting to show me something. And Mr. Rogers, Ron Mills, please continue to be the great men, fathers, and grandfathers that you are, because as you see, guidance goes a long way. I got 2 last words for y'all. Decisions determine destiny. And you know my slogan. If you ain't scared to go to jail, if you're scared to go to jail, just tell. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing.
All right.
And we'll be back at y'all ass again on the next episode. We love you guys.
Peace.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.